broadcasting. You're on, sir. It's up to you.
All right, good evening, everyone. This meeting of the Coventry Sewer Subcommittee on July 9th, 2020 is now 6:04 p.m. We'll take attendance, so we have a digital record. Glenn Skirka, that's me, I'm here. Gary Cody is present. Greg LaBoissonniere is present. Jen Ludwig is present. And Mike Sakosha is present. Tony Raposo is not present at the time. Let's see.
And Pat is present.
All right, the first order of business is approval of meeting minutes, September 11th, 2019. Are there any questions or any concerns over the September 11th meeting minutes?
None at this time.
Hearing none, I will make the motion to approve the minutes of September 11th, 2019.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it. All right, next order of business is meeting minutes from November 13th, 2019. Any questions or concerns over those minutes?
Hey, Glenn, I was absent for that one, so can we still vote on that with Tony not here?
Yeah, you can still. I wasn't here on the meter, but you can still vote on it.
Yep. All right, I will make the motion to approve November 13, 2019 meeting minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the November 13th meeting minutes are approved. Next order of business is meeting minutes from January 15th, 2020.
Excuse me, Glenn, not to interfere, but what we do most of the time on these, if you're doing a vote, because of the fact that it's Zoom, we do a roll call vote. It makes it that way it's on the record on who's voted.
Okay, I can do that. All right, well, I'll make the motion for January 15th, 2020 meeting minutes to be approved.
Motion.
Second it?
Second it.
All right, we'll do a roll call vote for approval. I made the motion. Who seconded it?
Mike seconded it.
I seconded it.
Greg?
Yes.
Let's see, Gary?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
Okay, that's everyone. Opposed? Hearing none, ayes have it. January 15th, 2020, minutes are approved. Next order of business is a sewer tie-in request for 21 Idaho Street, Plat 38, Lot 3. Has everyone had the chance to review the application that was emailed?
Yes.
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 Any questions or concerns? Hearing none. Pat, I know you're present. Is there anything you want to tell us about this, or?
It's a fairly straightforward application. It was the old garage. It was fairly dilapidated. Mr. Tessitore has purchased it, the property. I don't know if you know him. He owns the New England Auto Solutions, and he purchased it actually to store his own personal vehicles. He has a car collection or whatever. So he's actually done quite a bit of work to the building. It looks much better than some of the pictures that were online of it way back when. And he just wanted to add a bathroom. There was nothing in there at this time. So it's a pretty simple, straightforward. There's going to be no auto repair, no nothing. It's just basically storage.
Okay.
That's the old Don's Auto Top.
Yeah. I don't know if
Make
you've
a
been
motion.
by.
I'd like to make a motion for approval.
Second the approval.
All right, we'll go in order. I recommend approval. Gary has made the motion. Let's see. Jen? Approve.
Approve.
Mike,
Approved.
and did I miss anybody?
Greg,
Yes. Yes, approved.
All right. Anybody opposed?
I
all approve.
have a,
Idaho Street, lot 38. It's good to go.
I have a question. When would that go before the council for final approval?
we have a council meeting. Ed, when is our next council meeting?
Is it the 20th?
The 20th. Could we make sure that that was on the agenda, please?
We have the 20th and 27th. There's going to be 2 meetings back to back, 2 Mondays in a row.
Could we make sure that it's on the agenda for the 20th, please?
Send me the information to make sure that it gets on there, and I will.
Thank you. Pat, that'll be on for the 20th.
Okay, great. Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Thank
Thank you,
Aye.
Pat.
All right, moving on. The next order of business is new business. And this is Woodland Manor 3, request for confirmation if sewer service is available. Bruce, why don't you give the board an update on what this is?
Sure. So this is a project being proposed at the Woodland Manor complex off of Route 3. And the property owners are looking to add 2 new buildings, mainly using the vacant wooded parcel that's behind Mulch and Moore, which abuts the existing Woodland Manor complex. So the 2 buildings would have approximately 96 new apartments. And they're proposing to tie into the existing private sewer system within the Woodland Manor, which drains to our pump station. So at this point, they're in the master plan process, so they just need an acknowledgement from us that sewer service is available. However, 96 apartments would generate quite a bit of flow. So in the next stage, we need to do a flow analysis or an evaluation of that pump station and force main to see if improvements are necessary to accommodate the additional flow. So when if you decide to make a decision tonight, you need to add a caveat that improvements might be necessary to accommodate this project to the Woodland Manor pump station and the force main. And
Bruce, would it not make, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, may I?
Proceed.
Bruce, would it not make sense to put a decision off on this matter and have that analysis done? So when we go back to the customer, we can say, this is what's available, this is what needs to be done before you can tie in. So they'll know up front what
Right.
we're dealing with and what they're dealing with.
Right. So right now they just need this from us to be able to submit for master plan approval with the planning board. So initially when they contacted me, I did tell them that we should get the pump station and system evaluated, so they would know what potential costs there would be. And it was their decision to not do that at this stage. They do know we're going to ask for it to be done, but they wanted to just proceed with the master plan approval before paying for that.
Well, I guess my next question would be, I know that it ties into our pump station, but it's a privately owned line that we certainly don't own. Do we have to check with the owner of that line to see if it's okay if they tie into it, even though it comes into our pump station?
Yeah, Brett Nealon from Archibald Associates is here. Maybe if somebody could wake him up and ask him to join us, I'm sure he could answer that question.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, Greg.
I missed the question. Would you mind repeating it?
And before you continue, was it Brett?
Yes, it is.
Brett, just state your name and affiliation for the record, please.
Yep. My name is Brett Nealon from Gordon Archibald Engineers, located at 200 Main Street in Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Thank you.
Brett, my question was, what is our obligation to check with the owner of the private sewer line before we make a commitment to tying 96 more units into that? What is our responsibility for contacting the owner of that private line and getting permission to do that?
To be honest, I haven't looked that far ahead. I do have a flow rate of the existing Woodland Manor capacity. That's from a facilities update plan taken from the sewer website.
So I guess the question is, Brett, is it the same property owner, the same property group that owns?
Yes, it is. It's Halkeen, same
Okay,
property management.
so they own the existing apartments and the new parcel.
Yes.
Okay, so it's the same
Okay.
owner, Gary. Yeah.
Okay, and what's the flow rate?
It says the capacity of the Woodland Manor is 0.2 MGD, which is million gallons per day, and the existing average daily flow rate is 0.07. So it seems like there's more than enough flow rate to connect.
Right. So I guess our big concern is the peak flow. Fuss and O'Neill evaluated that pump station back in 2013, and they said that the peak flow capacity was 240 gallons per minute. So this development alone could generate close to 50 gallons per minute in the peak flow situation. So that's what we really need to look at.
Okay, that's fair. Bruce, I was trying to communicate. We haven't done a lot of analysis with this
Yeah.
project yet. We're 30% submittal phase. We're just trying to get the next step in the process.
Yeah.
So everything needs to be looked at down the line.
So Brett, if this board does decide to give you capacity, we're gonna stipulate that the capacity is available, through the town infrastructure, and that we're not giving you approval for capacity within the private infrastructure. The other thing is that the approval will be conditional until you prove within your application that the existing infrastructure all the way to the town infrastructure can accommodate your flow. In addition to the new infrastructure that you're going to build for this particular project. So your application limits are going to be your parcel with your improvements plus the path and property to the pump station up into the town public infrastructure.
Understood.
Right. And they would be responsible for any improvements to the pump station and force main, if, to accommodate the flow.
Right.
That was going to be my next question. Who's going to be responsible for the improvements, if any are needed? Who was going to be responsible for those improvements and updates? And who was going to be responsible for paying for the assessment of that pump station?
So right now, Gary, I believe they're just looking for us to tell them that, we have capacity within our infrastructure to accommodate them. But it's going to be up to them to prove that the infrastructure for their project and everything in between needs to be suitable as well.
Okay.
So that design portion, I'm sure is going to come later, but as long as we can give this applicant the ability to tie into the town infrastructure, that they get a lot of legwork to do to get to it, and it's going to be upon them in their actual tie-in application to prove it.
Understood. Thank you for the explanation, Mr. Chairman.
Any
I
other
don't have any
questions?
more questions.
Any questions from any other board members for Bruce
Oh.
or Brett?
Was it 96 units? Is that what it was?
96. Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's a mix of 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartments.
Is any of it going to be affordable? Do we know?
Oh, Brett, do you know that?
I believe they're planning on it. Again, it's pretty early on. I'm not too sure what the plan is, but I believe it is. We are submitting a financial analysis to the town as part of the submittal too. So that should
Okay.
highlight that.
Okay, Brett, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, any other questions from the board members?
Make a
All right.
motion.
Hearing none, I will entertain a motion. Actually, I will make the motion to grant Woodland Manor 3 sewer service based on their preliminary data of 96 potential 1 to 2 bedroom units with capacity from the town infrastructure to the treatment plant, and that the next application that they present should be documented from their proposed project through the existing project up to the pump station, and including whatever pump station data that they can accommodate to justify their proposed future flow.
I'll second that motion.
All right, we will go in order again. Greg, do you approve?
I approve.
Mike,
I approve.
Jen,
Approve.
I approve, and Gary has seconded, I believe.
Approve, yes.
All right, anybody oppose? Hearing none, the ayes have it. Brett, you have sewer service for your project. Get to
Thank you very
work.
much, Mr. Chairman. Everyone have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Brett.
Bye,
Thank you
Brett.
for your time.
Thank you.
The next order of business is an update on West Warwick Sewer Subcommittee. And Jen, I believe you have some information for us.
Oh, goody.
So, so this month's meeting was canceled. This is actually from the June meeting. And just to check, Ed, are you still listening in? Ed?
Ed, are you still there?
Okay. So,
Yeah.
one of,
Jen, you're
I'm
breaking
still
up.
here. I'm here.
I'm having a hard.
so one of the follow-ups.
Dan, you are breaking up really bad.
I am, or Greg
Yes.
is?
No, you are.
How about now?
That's better.
So one of the follow-ups from the June sewer meeting over in Warwick was they were looking for a affirmation of whether or not they would be getting a response soon from a request that Harrison had sent out. So I believe he sent it, Ed, to yourself and to Kevin, asking about it, whether or not there's an update on the conversation about meter readings with Weston and Sampson. So I don't know if you responded to that since then, because this was obviously a month ago, but that was one request to see whether or not they could hear back from you on that. There aren't any other updates per se. There's one item that is being referred to the town. So there was a discussion point in the meeting brought up by Councilman Licciardi about whether or not the subcommittee has the authority to potentially increase or provide hazard pay for the 6 workers at the sewer treatment facility. It wasn't a vote or anything that was taking place. It was a question that was raised. So I sent that to Chairman Skirka and to Stephanie, and it was forwarded onward to the town manager and town council. So it's not officially been put on the docket for a vote, or just something that was discussed and referred on. And I'm just telling you as an FYI, there's nothing for us to do at this point on that. So Glenn, I think those were just the 2 items that came out of there that were worth sharing.
Okay. Does anybody get any responses to Jen or want to address Jen?
Yeah, Jen,
No.
I'm glad that there's no response required at this point for hazard pay for any of the employees in West Warwick, because I can tell you that Coventry doesn't have the money to pay our own employees hazard pay, never mind anybody else's employees. So I'm glad there's not a response request right now.
Right.
And,
So there
and
was
that was
a sentiment.
that was
provided.
mine as
There
well. I
was a
mean, that's going to go to the town council and not this committee.
That is way out of the realm of the sewer subcommittee.
Correct.
Yeah,
That's right.
So Gary, there was sentiment from the town manager on the West Warwick side of, that probably isn't the committee that decides on that, but I figured I'd mention it and I forwarded it on just in case it comes up again.
Thank you, Jen.
All right. Hey, I would like to mention that Jen is our newest candidate for town council in District 2. I'd like to give her a big congratulations for stepping up and getting all her signatures. So, thank you, Jen.
Congratulations.
You gotta hold that until we get to the public subcommittee member comment.
Oh,
We're still on new business.
I'm sorry, I'm out of order.
All right, if there's no more
That
questions
would
on
actually
the,
be an
on the
OMA
update.
violation.
If there's no more questions on updates, we can move on to the public and subcommittee member comment. And Greg can start issuing congrats to Jen again.
Okay, there we go. Congratulations, Jen. It's going to be a fun race.
I got my
Yeah.
fingers crossed for you, Jen.
Thank you.
Jen, congratulations on your decision to seek public office in the town of Coventry. And if there's anything I can do to help you, all you need to do is holler at me and I will do everything I can to possibly help you.
Thank you, Gary.
Gary,
You're
you're not District 2, are you?
No, I am not.
Okay,
No, I'm District 4.
okay. Who is
Greg,
District 2? Who's the opponent?
I'm not up for re-election this time around.
Oh. Jen, who's your opponent?
Brad Mayford? No, wait, Bradford Mayor.
Okay. Is there any other comments besides Jen's campaign?
No.
That would be an OMA violation, guys.
Oh, okay.
Is there anyone from the public online that would like to make a comment?
Hang on, let me go over to the public side and see if anybody has a request to speak.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
We have no one on the public side that's looking to have any comments or speak.
All right, in that case, I make a motion to adjourn.
I would second that motion.
Jen, your position? Approve? Jen, that's for you. Do you approve?
Approve.
Mike?
Approved.
Gary?
Approve.
Greg?
Approve.
I approve. There's no one to oppose. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
See you later. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Bruce.
Good
So
night.
long from Ludlow.